What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody. So look, we've been calling it ever since Superman dropped that this was not the start that James Gunn needed for this universe. And now some of the numbers are starting to come in. We've already covered this one right here on thatparkplace.com. Forbes claims James Gunn's Superman lost money in theatrical run. Report alleges DCU premiere $42 million short of profitability. This is not the start James Gunn needed. He needed a home run right out the rip, all right? Immediately, Superman to the moon. That's what he needed. He needed to get this thing started out on the right foot because superhero fatigue had already set in from all the bullshit that Marvel has been doing. So James Gunn needed to come out and make a statement. And the statement he made was, I'm not the right man for the job, all right? That's the statement that James Gunn made. But then right after this, it went into Peacemaker, and a lot of you guys was excited about Peacemaker. And listen, we covered Peacemaker on the nightcaps on Thursdays. And every episode we came in and we talked about it, and all of us was in agreement. Hey, this thing ain't working. Now, some of y'all was in the comments saying, nah, DA, you're wrong. All right, you're absolutely wrong. Peacemaker is dynamite. It's dope. We're all loving it. What's wrong with you, man? You must be a Snyder bro, blah, blah, blah. It was all of that crap, okay? But I said, man, people ain't rocking with this. I'm telling you right now, people ain't rocking with it. And now we're seeing those numbers coming in. This is on Cosmic Book News. Shout out to Matt McGloin on the article. James Gunn's Peacemaker Season 2 flops hard. Loses nearly 40% of viewers. And that's 40% from the premiere of Season 2 to the finale of Season 2. Now, that's bad, okay? That's very, very, very bad. That 40% of the people that tuned in for Season 1 or Season 2's premiere couldn't bother to finish it. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you that there's no momentum in this universe. And that's what I said. You need forward momentum. Every project needs to get people excited for the next project. If you're telling me that 40% of the people couldn't even bother to finish watching the 8 episodes, and a lot of these episodes are short, and they was like, I'm good. I don't need to watch this. This is bad news, all right? This is bad news. This is where those numbers are coming from. It's Samba TV. Shout out to Mac for posting this easy-to-find graphic so you can kind of see it for yourself. Yeah, the 638 that you see here, 638,000, this represents Peacemaker Season 1 premiere, all right? And then it finished, the Peacemaker finale finished at 584K. So that's actually pretty good. You know, not a huge drop-off. Most of the people that watched the beginning stayed on till the end. Maybe it picked up some people along the way, lost some folks along the way, but overall, it didn't fall that much, okay? And then it says here, 22% more U.S. households watched the first episode of Peacemaker Season 2 than the finale of Season 1 on HBO Max over its first 4 days. So you see, there was a little bit of a jump. If you do the math, it's like 712,000 viewers. So Season 2 has 712,000 viewers, and then it finished with 435K. That's bad. All right. And that's roughly a 39% drop off. Okay. Cosmic Book News had it posted up here. Where is it at? Yeah, roughly 39% from the premiere. A steep decline that erased the show's early boost. And so what does that tell you guys? That tells you there's zero momentum going in to Lanterns. Lanterns needs all the help it can get. It's still on HBO Max. Not a lot of people have it, but those that do have it, it's like, yeah, I don't think I'm checking for any of this DC shit. It all seems to be bad. Superman didn't make no money. Peacemaker declined in its ratings. All right. And now, you know, we got Lanterns is coming up next. James Gunn reveals how Peacemaker finale fuels the new Lantern series. So if you didn't watch the Peacemaker finale, if you wasn't rocking with it all the way through, now you go, oh man, now we got to watch the Peacemaker finale to make sure that we understand how Lanterns is supposed to work. All of this homework. I got to do all this homework, man. If I care about Green Lantern, oh man, now I need to know what's going on. I got to go and watch Peacemaker to understand, this is too much. That's basically what this guy is doing. He promised he wouldn't do it, all right? He said, nah, you ain't going to need to do no homework. Go ahead, man, put your paper and pen down. No studying. Just go in there and watch and have a good time. You can skip Peacemaker. We know that it's rated NC-17 and it's raunchy as hell. You ain't got to sit up here and deal with it and stuff. And now, oh, yeah, Peacemaker finale fuels the new Lantern series. And then the new Lantern series, we saw this yesterday, is really important in setting things up in the DCU. So you're really going to want to watch Lanterns if you care at all about this universe because it's setting up some important stuff, you know? It's like, what is this guy doing, man? Again, everything that this man says, he goes back on. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. It's like a snake oil salesman. He'll tell you anything that you want to hear. Okay? Oh, you don't need to do homework? Actually, you kind of do need to do homework. My bad. I was just kidding. All right. Just joshing. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then this one's even better, all right? I saw this one pop up on Cosmic Book News as well. James Gunn's real DCU villain might be the Center, not Brainiac. And then y'all are probably sitting up here saying, who the hell is the Center? The Center is a villain of sorts, I guess. You know, back from, what was it, New Frontier. And it's like, wait a minute. If like, a lot of people were like barely able to hold on to Brainiac. It's like, bro, we hope we give him Brainiac because Brainiac is a tough villain, you know, and nobody's ever seen Brainiac, but we would love to see Brainiac. People have heard of Brainiac. Nobody's heard of the Center. And if you're hoping to follow along and figure out what the hell is happening, all right, and I think the Peacemaker's finale kind of leads into the Center. If you go and watch New Frontier and then you watch, if you watch the Peacemaker season finale, you'll kind of see what's going on. And you'll see that this is probably the lead in to establishing the Justice League. And honestly, if he did it the right way, it would be dope. It would really be dope. But unfortunately, he decided he had to push Peacemaker in this thing for some dumbass reason. He should have went Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and then Green Lantern. And then I would have had Green Lantern lead directly into this New Frontier. This has been a rumor for a while, so it's not like new that we're hearing this, because people were talking about this off the rip. As soon as they heard about it, they were like, I think he's going this direction based on the lineup that he's putting out there. This is probably where it's headed. You know, but I don't know. We'll see, man. But look, James Gunn, bruh, you got to really start thinking about what it is you're doing, man. Okay? You got to start thinking about what it is you're doing, because this number right here is absolutely god-awful. All right? This is a terrible number, and this tells you there's zero momentum right now for the DCU. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this thing. People have already checked out to the tune of 39%. Now, how many people are going to go forward with Lanterns? What's the Lanterns premiere going to look like? It might go up a little bit from this, but will he be able to sustain it in Lanterns, or will that fall off too? And then you get to Supergirl, and then you get to Clayface. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He better figure out some shit real quick. He better figure things out real quick. Otherwise, he might be outro. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Look, I think this is a telling number that, you know, he lost 39%, 40% damn near of the audience that started with Peacemaker season 2. They started and then they fell off. And that means that even less people are going into the next thing, Lanterns, with any kind of idea of what's happening. Most people have checked out and they're not coming back. I don't know how many of those 40%, because this is, of course, only over the first 4 days. So maybe people, get to it later down the line. And maybe somebody will binge watch it for the next one. Who knows? But how many of these people, this 435, how many of these people are coming back for more? How many of the people that dropped out are going to come back and say, yeah, I want more of the DCU, and I'm going to try to hang with this thing as it's starting? Or if people just checked out already. It looks like a lot of people are checking out. And the more and more these numbers drop, the worse it looks for James Gunn. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.